Welcome to the Clash Masters presented by Rush.gg. I'm Carbon Finn here with Itsu, and sorry for the delay, but we do have to reveal what's going on. Is that the matchup that we were going to see first here today, which was going to be Strut taking on Crazy Clasher, is unfortunately not going to happen because Crazy Clasher is not going to be able to field a roster here today, so unfortunately they will not be able to play, and we will have to be seeing two matches that will be coming up later. And the teams did agree upon a time, so we will have to wait a little bit for that first match that we're going to see here today. But that's going to mean Strut is going to indeed advance to the play-in stage, Itsu. But let's go ahead and remind the players of the viewers of the leaderboard and where everything is standing. And of course, this is the bracket stage for the last chance qualifier that we have. We're going to play today, but unfortunately, again, Crazy Clasher will not be able to play. According, they will not be able to field the roster. So that's the reason for the delay, as there's a lot of back and forth trying to see what was going on with the team. But this is where we are going to be standing here. We're going to have RVOD taking on Team Ninja. Is going to be the first match. But Itsu, how are you doing here today?
Well, unfortunate start to the stream, I guess, but you saw already in the graphic that we had this upper and lower bracket, and because, well, the team was in the upper bracket facing Strut, and now they are not only giving Strut that free win, unfortunately, but as well for Tompinai, who are both going to get to that next round. So two matches are left to play today, and, well, looking forward to see what those teams can do. Both of them are newcomers to the Clash Masters. So far, we have not seen them in the top 8s and any of the broadcasts which we had so far with the qualifiers. So let's see how they can do. And yeah, I mean, you said it already. The teams agreed on a time. We cannot change that. So we kind of have to wait and see when the first match can start. And we have to wait for the team then to start that match. And it's a really unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but let's go take a look at the leaderboard so we can see all the teams that did qualify for the playoffs and the teams that are in the play-in stage, because we have a whole new structure that is going to be for this Clash Masters, because the teams that made it 5th through 8th place is going to be picking your teams who you face. As you see, we have Queen Walker, Stephanie, Vatang, QTFen, and MSEsports that all have those yellow boxes, which means they are in the playoffs. They don't have to worry. But the teams that we have, Marcos Gaming, Team XO, Vanguard Gaming, and Lacode Bushido, they're going to be the play-in stage. So it's going to start with Marcos Gaming, and they're going to have the first pick of the teams who they want to face. And out of the teams that qualified from the last chance qualifiers, and I can't imagine that you would pick Strut, if anything, to face first. So is Strut going to be the last one picked of who you would have to face? It's going to be really interesting to see who these teams are going to try to face.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting with the seeding then, with the seeding being such an important factor, and like who you can choose, who you have to choose, and what your possible opponent looks like. I mean, but as well, the top 4, you have mentioned that, seen it on the left side with Queen Walkers, the tank in there both. And then QTFen and MSEsports both were really strong over the qualifiers. And overall, this is how this format has worked. With the last chance qualifier right now and the play-in stage, that is the two things which we are in right now, and which are going to come up obviously with the next few weeks. The bracket stage is a 3-day of competition, and all matches are best of 1. So you have to make your match count. You have to make that count, and then double elimination at the same time, though. So you have like this second life in the tournament to maybe have a chance of staying inside that bracket stage.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing, is they were able to get their way towards the play-in stage and then try to make their way into the playoffs. So it's a whole new structure. I know these players are happy that they get the second life, right? Is where they can keep competing. It's not just a one and done. So it's a whole new structure here to try to eventually make your way to that golden ticket. If we talk about golden ticket, there's a whole new prize pool and money going to be given away throughout this whole Clash Masters. And it's incredible the amount of money that is in this year, and eventually trying to lead up towards that golden ticket. Then you can join into the World Finals for this year of Clash of Clans. It's going to be incredible. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, and especially what I'm like super hyped for, and I think a lot of players, a lot of teams, this is like an extra boost of motivation because Supercell already announced in the beginning of the year when exactly the Clash Worlds Finals is going to be, and they announced it as offline event. So let's see if that's going to be true at the end. But I feel like it's just so much cooler if you can play in person, if you have like your teammate next to it. I mean, I can like talk about this from my own experience. It's just so much better feeling than just everything feeling the same, playing at home, nothing really having changed. You have the camera in front of you to like make sure that you can maybe sometimes wave to the viewers, but like being in person in the studio is such a different feeling, and this is such a cool thing. So I feel like this is a bonus motivation for a lot of those teams to prepare even harder and be even better to actually have this chance on the stage. But I think we should take a look at the prize pool as well, because you already said it, the golden ticket is on the line. But not only that, every single qualifier is $7,000 each prize pool, and you can see the contribution on the far left side with the first seed having this $2,500 prize pool. So that's really chunk of money. And then the last chance qualifier, the one where we are in right now, with $4,000 on the line as well, Carmen.
Yeah, $4,000 here for the last chance qualifiers. For the play-in winners, $250. First through fourth place, $500 right there. So that's very nice just to be able to win, right? You win one match and you're at least going to get that $500 into the last chance qualifiers. But this is qualifiers and last chance qualifiers. Let's take a look at the playoffs for the prize pool, because that is even stepping up even more. And then first place taking home $10,000 and that coveted golden ticket. And you get some nice money as well from second through eighth place. But you want that first place. You want that golden ticket. That's going to be everything here in the Clash Masters.
Yeah, we have already talked about how important this golden ticket is, because first thing, you have to be able to play in for most of those players, one of the first offline events, which is already really exciting. And then the second thing as well is with qualifying for the World's Finals, this is already guaranteed another really big chunk of money as well, because if we remember the last couple of years, there was always like a default amount of money already on the line just for getting into the top 8. So it's way more than just this name of a golden ticket. It's like really a lot on the line, and such a big difference between coming second or first, not only in this tournament with the prize money, but as well having this golden ticket being the cherry on the cake.
Absolutely. You have to work all the way through. And because once you get that golden ticket, then you don't have to worry about playing any of the other tournaments and having to stress out to get those golden tickets to eventually try to qualify. You can just play for the prize pool at the end of the day and try to do that. But as we get ready for the first match, that's going to be RVNT taking on Team Ninja. We're going to take a quick break, and the teams have been able to spin. So we were lucky, right? We would have had to wait even longer because of the agreed about time. But they said, hey, we can play a little bit earlier. So we're going to take a quick break. As they get that spun up, they do their preparations and get ready for that first stack. So we'll be back very soon for that. I can't wait for this first match here in the last chance qualifiers.
Give it up.
Welcome back here to the Clash Mass presented by Rush.gg. I'm Carvin, joined here with Itsu, and we are getting ready now for this first match. And as you guys do know, that we were not able to see the Strut versus Crazy Clasher match because Crazy Clasher was not able to field the team, so we had to take that quick break. But we are going to have two wars here to find out who's going to play in the play-in stages. This is the last chance qualifiers. We can take a look at the structure, Itsu, here, so the viewers that are just joining can get a better sense of how the teams made it to this tournament.
Yeah, today we are in this last chance qualifier and in the bracket stage, which means it's 3 days of competition overall. All matches are best of one, but this is double elimination. So even though the matches are best of one, you still have this second chance of actually still competing in the tournament and making it all the way, hopefully. Play until 4 teams remain to make sure that only those 4 teams are going to get into the play-in stage, which then is going to be tomorrow, right, Corbin?
Indeed, yes. That play-in stage will be tomorrow, and the teams will be able to, the teams that were 5th through 8th from the playoffs will be able to pick the teams who they want to face. The team who picked 5th or finished 5th gets to pick first, 6th pick second. That's kind of how it's going to work. And that's the really beautiful thing, is that it really says, oh, who are they going to pick? Either, well, Strut we know is going to advance because they got the win. And then we're going to see Tomp and I also advancing as well. So it's going to be some awesome stuff, especially going to come with the next 2 matches that we're going to see here today. But we can take a look at the prizing to see what these players and teams are trying to compete for and eventually get that golden ticket into the playoffs. And the qualifiers, there were each one of them. We already had those. $7,000 for each one, and that was through the weeks. And then the last chance qualifier, this one, $4,000, with the first through 4th place getting $500, eventually trying to get into the play-ins, which the play-in winners, we're going to find out tomorrow, get $250 as well. But there's a whole giant prize pool in the playoffs, it's in.
That's right. If you take a look at the playoffs, we can see overall $25,000 prize pool, with the first prize not only being the $10,000, but as well the golden ticket. The thing what all of those teams are going for, we have talked about it already a little bit earlier, with how much impact this golden ticket has, because there is so much more on the line than just this word. Because we know already, or like we hopefully know already, that Supercell announced the finals, the Clash Wars finals, as an offline event, which is already super cool. I mean, we had not those in a couple of years, so being able to take part in one of those is already an incredible achievement for the teams itself, and is obviously way more fun then. So that's another reasoning, and there's even more prize money on the line. So this golden ticket means everything to those teams. So let's see which team in the end can actually make it work to get that golden ticket.
Oh, and just like that, we're in the very first attack for RVNT, taking on Team Ninja. So the team that wins this match right here is going to advance to the play-in stage, and you already make it there. But if you lose, you're going to the lower bracket, and you have one more opportunity, and the team that loses is going to take on Badzinger, and then you have to win that match in order to try to make it into the play-in stage. But with Sammy coming in with that, ooh, the P.E.K.K.A. smash. We got P.E.K.K.A.s and Super Wizards. We haven't seen an attack like this in quite some time.
Yeah, that's right. But I feel like that RVNT really likes those smash attacks. I remember Sammy as well, like matching him a couple of times on Legends and getting attacked by him a couple of times on Legends. Then he really likes to use those smash attacks. And overall, RVNT quite often are using P.E.K.K.A. smash attacks. So let's see how that's going to work, because the Queen right now is going to backtrack to the gold storage, to the Bitter Hut, and to the gold mine. Actually, I want to have that type of Queen. Well, the Queen is doing actually a really smart thing with redirecting and joining forces now with those P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, now we're going to be able to take that jump, hopefully, in towards the single and get towards that Town Hall. But we have the multi-target burn that's going to be hitting. Oh, pops that Warding Dimensional Tome to protect these Super Wizards, especially into the core of the space. That single, though, is going to lock out of the Queen and force the freeze, but the Queen keeps her ability.
The Queen keeps her ability is clutch, because this means she can for sure finish off that Town Hall quickly with their ability, the Timid Trap. is rotating her into the Inferno Tower range, but should keep her out of danger for now. The Witches with the King in front are doing a wonderful job at the top side with the cleanup. And he says the King ability, the Royal Champion is coming from the far right side as well. This is looking beautiful. RVNT surprising Team Ninja right here with some beautiful P.E.K.K.A smash attacks. And now with the Royal Champion ability, this is going to be our first 3-star of the day. RVNT starting strong, and Semi is leading the charge to get them the first 3-star of the day.
Beautiful job, Sammy, with that P.E.K.K.A smash and taking and using that battle blimp and the Yetis to help come in to set a little bit of a funnel so that he can then push his way to the left side and eventually jump in towards the town hall. It could be risky if your troops don't make it to the town hall and they get picked off very early, but he was able to do it. And at this stage of the competition, the players know that you have to take the risks because you have to go all out for 3 stars. Because really, in order to win, you have to be putting up 14 or even those perfect wars, which we've seen quite a bit now.
Yeah, that's right. Those teams, or like the teams at this level, really are able to smash all of those bases, getting those high scores you're speaking of. So every defense matters. Even if it's a 99%, 99% is a defense as well, because it's not providing you this 3rd star. So let's see now what Team Ninja can do, what they're coming up with versus the bases of RVNT. And another thing then, which I always feel like is super interesting in the current meta, to see which teams are using what type of bases, because I feel like we have, even though the scores are that high, we have seen quite a few of 1 stars, low percentage 2 stars from time to time, if people have to attack those really, really annoying looking Ring Legend style bases. Because one mistake, and we have seen that many times, as I said, and the Town Hall is going to survive. So let's see what type of bases are going to be there. So far from Team Ninja on defense, we have seen the anti-3, and it seems like RVNT as well are using the anti-3-star bases, and we are going to see another smash attack.
Yeah, with the Super Bowlers this time, but starting with that Warden walk towards the bottom side of the space. Looks like the Owl did just get picked up by the air defense and sends the Hog Rider in, potentially to try to test for Tesla's skeletons so that the Flame Flinger should be safe to eventually make its way in towards the town hall. But look at this, using the Barbarians to slowly tank and distract the mortar so the Flame Flinger can help take that out and doesn't get hit. That's a beautiful use of those single Barbarians.
Yeah, that's always like those small things, right? Which always look so not important, let's put it like this, but at the end of the day, it is really, really key to make sure this Flame Flinger is surviving just a little bit longer. There's Other Rage with the support of that Flame Flinger. The Town Hall should go down quite quickly. And there we go. Flame Flinger is going towards the right side, even though it's running into a giant bomb. But the Queen, with those Super Bowlers, with the Warden, are going to get unleashed now into this Scatter Expo compartment. And take a look at that, Carbon. This compartment is quite open. One jump and the entire base is open.
Yeah, indeed. It gives him access all the way through the core of this base. Does find a Tornado Trap behind the Town Hall, but the Eagle Artillery shots are hitting the bowlers. Pops that Warden ability as he's going to try to path his way through that single, but he can't get it. Oh, that single's going to be a problem. It forces a freeze.
Yeah, freeze has to be used to protect those Super Bowlers. The Warden now is under fire. He has one more freeze left, but the bowlers are just jumping over and throwing their rocks at that single Inferno Tower. King now fighting versus the Eagle, trying to take down the Eagle. And the Royal Champion, Carbon, is just now getting released at that top side.
Yeah, the RC will be able to help clear the top, including the multi-target Inferno. The Witches up there look to be going down to the Inferno Beams. RC's ability has been forced, but he got Rocket Loons that came out of the Flame Flinger to quickly move its way to the bottom side as this RC is coming through, and we got ourselves a 3-star from Team Ninja. What a great job. Pops that Queen ability, and that's the answer they needed.
Ground is back, baby. Let's go. We have seen 2 ground attacks to start off this match. 2 beautiful smash attacks. One time we see the P.E.K.K.A smash, which is, to be honest, not as popular anymore. And then we see those Super Bowlers coming in clutch, completely taking care of this really core, like of this compact base in the core, making nice work of that. And with that, 2 or 3 stars to start things off. And that's exactly what we were expecting, as I said, with those high scores.
Yeah, they're going to have to be continuing with the 3 stars. If you don't, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. And you mentioned that you were really wanting to see those bases and to see if one of them ran a ring base to really kind of troll the opponent. Because if you fail on a ring base, you've mentioned it many times, usually it's a low percentage fail if you're not able to get that 3 star. But we're going to have to see the next attack. Is it going to be air? Because we've seen before that update, right? Before the balance changes, there was a lot of super dragons, a lot of dragon style attacks, and it's kind of starting to change here as we're seeing now some ground attacks, and maybe they're bringing something different that they think their opponent might have planned for, as definitely they've known each other through the competitive scene, the competitive community before, so they definitely know what their attacking style may be. But at the end of the day, are you going to switch up your attacking style just for this one war? Because if you do, and something goes wrong, are you able to adapt on the fly? But these pro players are so good that they have many strategies under their belt. The question is, will they be coming in with another ground attack, or are they finally going to be bringing the air?
I think the last time we have casted RVNT, they have used a lot of ground. So I'm kind of expecting that they would bring more ground attacks as well. And especially like the player which you have seen so far, Sammy, is kind of known for his smash attacks, right? So that is something which could be expected. But at the same time, you have mentioned something really interesting in my opinion, which is like this conversation between trying to counter the base, but at the same time, do you even need that if you mastered your personal strategy and are so good in adapting? This is like always the big question. What is the best, most efficient way? So let's see now if this next attack is going to work, because we have Bombador coming in with some Lalo, and well, some lightnings already happened early on in the middle of the base.
Well, I think it might have been a Skelly Donut, if I'm seeing, because the clan castle's gone. Yeah. Right? You're not able. I remember the day when you were able to lightning the clan castle. And I remember when I did that, I would lightning the clan castle, then once they changed it, I was like, I don't remember how to attack anymore, because I was always lightning the CC, so I never had to deal with it. And is there anyone with me that forgot how to attack when they removed that? Because I felt like I was almost the only one. I had to relearn how to do Lalo attacks, especially how to deal with the clan castles. But Bombador doesn't have to deal with the CC anymore for this, as the queen is coming around to eventually path her way into the town hall. Will she go? I don't know. I think she's gonna go to the left. Oh, she does.
Oh, wait, where do those guys get those queens? Like,
I don't know.
Is there any secret? I mean, this is just insane. The first queen completely outsmarting the base with her pathing. The next queen now, right away, going for the town hall. This was unbelievable. With that, the queen ability can be saved for a little bit longer, or the ward ability more likely. Now, oh, the ward ability has to come in soon.
Yeah, come on. There it is. Enemy queen goes down. Stone Slammer finally being used. But that Eagle Artillery is doing so much damage as he's slowly flying around here.
Oh, the Slammer tanking nicely that scatter shot though. Now the minions are taking in. Really waited a long time for that ward ability. Decided to not use it early at all. Now there is this phrase coming. The Slammer at this point not even open. There we go now with, is it a dragon coming out of the clan castle, or is it Dragon Rider? I'm not even sure. Dragon Rider seems to be. And a couple of more loons, but this is looking good. The only problem might be time.
Yeah, that defending king, you know he's going to tank so much damage here from these minions. But, uh-oh. Wait a sec. We got minions over to the right, but only 10 seconds. That's not enough time for these balloons to split. And they go for the storage here, and there's nothing on the bottom. And Bombador for RVNT is going to fall short at 95% 2-star. And it was time that did not allow him to 3-star this one. Oh, that is so unfortunate there for RVNT.
Yeah, I mean, having the first defense in feels good, but at the same time, we always talk about those high scores, right? Which we make it sound easy for those pros, but at the same time, you still have to 3-star first. And now Team Ninja needs to make account of this great defense which they have just gotten. Make sure that they're getting the offensive 3-star to make sure that they're getting this lead which they're trying to get, because I don't know how, but I feel like we really rarely see comebacks happening at the moment. Like as soon as the team is getting the lead, it's keeping the lead most of the time. So let's see if exactly that is going to happen, or I don't know if maybe we're going to see a comeback. Or first off, if Team Ninja even can get this lead done, because they're attacking next and they're coming in with a lot of rocket loons, and it seems like another Skelly Donut.
Indeed, using it. Oh wait, he missed one Skelly. Uh-oh, he missed the Skelly that's inside the wall there. So can one skeleton... Usually it is enough to take out a clan castle, but you have to use the earthquake. Is he going to use it? These skeletons... No. Oh no, he's not going to use it. And the CC's going to stay. Ah!
Oh no. This is why I hate Skelly Donut. My chat forced me to try Skelly Donut in Legends, Skelly Donut Hogs, copied the army from Cynthia. And let's put it like this. Skelly Donut is so hard. Like, if you do not get the clan castle, it is just messed up. One tile and you're done. So let's see if Toto can save this, because we have talked about it. If he's not 3-starring now, well, he has still the lead for RVNT most likely, because the percentage were not too bad. So let's take a look at how this attack, how this Lalo can work, because the Lava Hound itself right now is not doing too many bad things until the point where the Royal Champion is getting played.
And the Skelly Donut got even harder once the balance changes took effect, because the builders repair faster. So they changed the builder repair speed, which in effect also did affect the Skelly Donut, which in terms of repair defenses and the clan castle. But he's starting with the Lalo in towards the bottom side, dragging onto the enemy Royal Champion from the Stone Slammer, freezing her up as the Lalo is trying to path its way from the bottom side down there. Remember, RVNT came in with a time fail, so they are looking for a defense. Can they get it? As he's going to have to path his way through this multi and eventually try to get to this queen, but the warden is saying, no, I'm going to follow this dragon and leave those balloons.
No.
And they are all going to get picked off with no warded ability.
Oh no, the warden is sometimes so strange, especially with Lalo, because he's always taking a look at like the highest on one spot, like I think is it the HP or the true capacity? I think it's the true capacity on one spot, and with having different loon groups, it's really likely that he's just missing one of those smaller groups. So the warden sometimes not really following the intentions of the attacker, and this seems to be an even better defense now for RVNT. And even though they fall short in their second attack, this seems to be their lead now. So the question is, are they going to give that out of their hand? The warden ability now getting used for the dragon. At least the dragon is able to live a little bit longer, but is not going to finish off the rest of the space.
Especially not against that single target Inferno. But hey, I mean, it took about 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but he did take out the clan castle at the end of the day. I mean, it wasn't able to take it down in the beginning with the Skelly Donut, but it's going to finish with about 79% 2-star. Very nice try here. And now Team Ninja is going to be down on a percentage, right? We have the 2 stars apiece from those last attacks, so it's all tied up on stars. For percentage is going to be the difference maker so far, and we still have the rest of the attacks, 3 from each side, to come in. But you mentioned having a lead is going to be difficult to make a comeback if you're especially down by quite a bit, right? We've seen some matches when we cast the qualifiers a few weeks ago where at this point one of the teams would be up by 2 stars in terms of one team got 2 triples, the other team got 2 fails. That is really hard to make a comeback for sure. But if it's all tied up, it really is anyone's game still.
Yeah, that's for sure. I feel like especially one of the main reasons we have seen so many high differential stars was the decision-making of the teams base building wise, like choosing those anti-2-star bases, because it's either hit or miss and in a complete fashion. Well, I feel like those anti-3-star bases, it's way easier to save the second star if something is going wrong. It's way easier to come back with decent percentage. Well, it's maybe sometimes a bit harder to get this 3rd star. So let's see now how this next attack works, because we have Queen Short Dragon Riders. Always interesting to see some of those attacks, because it felt like that Dragon Riders were one of the big well, losers of the last couple of balance changes, because they were aimed to nerf Super Dragons, but with the Sam boost. And in addition to that, to the air defense buff as well, Dragon Riders got a really heavy hit as well.
Yeah, they did indeed. And we still see a handful of them, but they're not as strong like you mentioned. But we're going to see if this Queen can charge her way all the way to this Town Hall. We do have an open gap that will lead towards that multi-target Inferno. If the Queen breaks in, she may loop left. We'll have to see, but the forced to drop an early poison because of the Headhunters as the Log Launcher is going through to the Town Hall as the King Warden. Get ready for it, Billy. Look at all these skellies popping up next to a Testa farm to the left side.
Oh, the eagle shots are getting blocked, all of them. The Queen has to keep going further, but that multi-throwing tower is staying up. It could distract the Queen. The Royal Champion is coming in clutch because this Queen has to go to the Town Hall. If she's getting distracted, that would be bad news, but the Royal Champion clearing out all of the important defense, but she is getting distracted and is joining now the Queen, which could cause some really annoying healer switches. And there we go. The healers are switching. He needs to make sure that those healers are staying out of range of that Town Hall because he wants to keep them alive. And now we have the Dragon Riders coming in with the Rage, with the Freeze. And they're approaching those last couple of air defenses quickly.
Oh, this is looking good as the top side defenses are going down. The Warden's going to die to the defending King, but he makes the Dragon Riders invisible, rages them up straight into the middle. The middle multi-target Inferno goes down just like that as a handful of Dragon Riders to overwhelm this backside air defense with a final freeze and even an invisibility spell to use. He's going to even swag that. And RVNT is going to get a 3-star here with 45 seconds left. Now it's just clean up. A beautiful attack here.
Wow. To me, it's always like so impressive because we always talk about like when would you use Lalo, when did you use Dragon Riders, things like that. Like those, this is like always in discussion which is going on with those Queen Chargers, right? But I feel like it's looking so impressive, even though those Dragon Riders got taken down once, twice, even 3 times with so many nerfs. Pros can still make it work because they need so little resources, right? Like it's really not that many spells which you need, not that much support. And I mean, Queen Chargers, a lot of pros can Queen Charge really great. So make those work and then just clean up the base with the Dragon Riders. Really nice attack right there.
Yeah, beautiful job. Got incredible value, especially using that Log Launcher to open up all the way to the Town Hall. And that's what you can do is the Log Launcher is really versatile where it can open all the way across, especially we see it we use with the Queen just like that, or even with a King and Warden when you pop the Warden ability to clear a different side of the base. So really, there's so many different strategies that are coming up nowadays that you're going to have to keep your eye on, right? And as a base builder, it feels like it's almost impossible to stop it. There's so many different things that you just have to try to predict. And here you have to try to maybe go with what's the most common here. But this is looking to be a Blizzard mass Dragon Riders. We got 7 Dragon Riders. I don't think I've seen 7 Dragon Riders being used ever like this.
Yeah, I think that has been a long time since we have seen those mass Dragon Rider attacks. I can still remember that. I think back then, especially, I think was the ESL Mobile Open, that's how it was called back then. I think Strat used this strategy a lot, like with Lightnings or with the Blizzard, like we're seeing right there. A lot of mass Dragon Rider attacks, which obviously with the nerfs and everything were more and more unpopular. So let's see how good this is going to work from Team Ninja to get this 3-star. And because they are behind right now, they need to get this 3rd star, need to make sure that they're staying close. And it feels like he has a pretty crazy road map plan for this King because the jump spell is getting included as well. So this King has to take down a lot.
Yeah, this King does, but the Queen pops the Hound, and these pups are not going to be in the poison spell here, unfortunately. They're going to go out of that as the Royal Champion is now coming into the bottom side towards this Eagle. But this King is taking a massive amount of damage, and it almost feels like this jump spell, if he doesn't get this multi-target Inferno, he did help take the bottom tower down, so that helps the Royal Champion stay alive a little bit longer. So she should be able to grab the middle multi. The question is, was that jump worth it? As he now pops that ward ability for the Dragon Riders off to the right side with that Rage spell.
Oh, so far I feel like the answer would be no, that was not worth it. That multi-throwing tower is barely going down. But still, I mean, the Dragon Riders, they have a rough time, especially bursting this thing Inferno Tower. So depending on how many Black Mines there are, and I mean the Scatter Seed has to go down as well. Now there's more Black Mines coming up. 2 Black Mines already one-shotting those Dragon Riders. So things are looking tricky, and I am not sure how this is going to turn out.
It might be, unless you saw a Tornado Trap already, there might be one by the Town Hall to the behind it if the Dragon Rider's path there. But he's got a handful. He's going to try to overwhelm the back end air defense and Archer Tower, drops the minion to try to tank a shot, drops a Sneaky Goblin as the Dragon Riders are overwhelming this air defense. Now that goes down. It looks like he might just get this. These Dragon Riders look like they're going to be enough. It's just cleanup at this point. Archer Tower goes down, and it's a 3-star for Team Ninja.
Nice attack right there. Seeing a lot of strategies today, which we're not that used to. First 2 ground attacks, and now Queen Charge Dragon Riders and Mass Dragon Riders. Really interesting strategies from those 2 teams so far. And yes, I feel like you can kind of compare Dragon Riders a little bit to Hybrid, because in Hybrid it's really trap dependent, right? Like if you have the best Queen Charge of your life, but you are going to run with all of your Hybrid into all of the Spring Traps, you're still going to lose. Like you're not going to 3-star. And the same thing is happening with Dragon Riders. If you have the best entry, but then you're running into all of those Black Mines and you do not have maybe the perfect Warden ability, you have no chance. He hit a couple of Black Mines, but not enough Black Mines to take down 7 Dragon Riders overall. So really nice attack, just overpowering the back end as it stand and getting another 3-star on the board. And it's staying close. That's the cool thing for us.
Yeah, that's the one interesting thing about ground versus air, right? Because when you pop your Warden ability with air, it's impossible to lose any troops, right? You can't lose them to a Spring Trap. You can't lose it to a Seeking Air Mine, Tornado Trap. No matter what, your troop will still be alive. But if you pop that Warden ability on ground with Hogs and Miners, Spring Traps can still launch your troops. So that's the difference of how much stronger it seems like air still is because of that. Imagine if you pop the Warden ability and your ground troops would not get affected by Spring Traps. That would completely change everything, and a Hybrid would come running back in the meta. I can only imagine.
Don't even mention it. Don't even think about it. I think you already have like 10 new DMs from base builders saying like, Corbin, shut up, stop talking. Don't bring Supercell any of those crazy ideas. Don't do it. But yeah, I agree. Like that would be pretty disgusting, insanely strong for Hybrid if you could protect your ground troops versus Spring Traps. But let's see, Joker is in with a Queen Charge Dragon Rider as well. What is going on? Did those 2 teams like agree to use, I don't know, like uncommon, like not that often used strategies? Because I feel like otherwise we're seeing Lalo to 90% of the time. But this time around though, I think we have seen only 1, maybe 2 Lalo attacks so far. So a lot of different strategies, which is really cool to watch.
Indeed. This one is going to try to get the value with the Queen. So you mentioned you can get some incredible Queen Charge value, but if you find those traps, let's see if he finds it with his Dragon Riders. But he doesn't even need to find the traps here if the Queen's not going to go into the Town Hall, because this Tassa farm is pulling the Queen around. Oh, he did have to use the invisibility spell. He was able still to get the Queen to go in, so that is unfortunately a swag spot at that point. But we got Rocket Loot Super Minions. Is he going to deal with this properly? Hang on! You're supposed to freeze the Rocket Loots and poison the Super Minions! No! And if you don't, you're going to lose the Queen! Oh, no!
Oh,
I don't even think he had a freeze to use.
Yeah, I saw your short, I think it was on TikTok as well, where you explained how to not lose your Queen. Maybe Joker should double check that, because it really nicely explained what should be the things you're looking out for. Because take a look at that now. The Super Minions really deal so much damage to those Dragon Riders. This one Dragon Rider nearly got taken down alone just by the Clan Castle, and every Dragon Rider is a ton of housing space. So really unfortunate thing right there. And with that, it feels like RVNT might be falling short again with the 2nd star. But at the same time, you have to remember the last time as RVNT took only got only a 2-star, Team Ninja did the same thing. So we should never really jump too ahead of ourselves and jump to a conclusion too early, because well, this is going to be still a decent percentage. And the 2nd star, you can see that the percentage already on the right side of Team Ninja. wasn't the greatest. So there is still a hope. There is still a lot of things which can happen. So let's see if it's going to be the case or if Team Ninja is just going to 3-star.
Yeah, trying to get just a little bit more. 89% right there. Won't be able to get... Oh, the minion. Oh, the minion will be able to bring it to a 90% from the army camp. As long as he's got the time. 10 seconds. The Joker, great attempt here. Unfortunately, losing that queen and not having for the rest of the raid definitely really hurt because he wanted to keep her up to go and grab all that value to the top side. And it looks like that's kind of like the defense is that we're still up, is what the queen was supposed to be responsible for taking out, and she was not able to, as she got taken out by that clan castle. And if you're not able to react in time, when you're dealing with a Rocket Loon Super Minion CC, you want to use the poison spell onto the Super Minions to slow them down, and then freeze up the Rocket Loons if they're targeting onto your queen, because they do so much damage as they get to that so fast. Especially the death damage combined with the super minion shots is enough to kill the queen through ability.
Yeah, it's just so scary, and I feel like this is always the crazy thing. I mean, this is like, it's not a new technique or anything, but it's like really trying to catch your opponent off guard, and it's happening from time to time. Like, things are happening so quick. I feel like always people are forgetting that even though some pros make Clash of Clans look easy, Clash of Clans at the end of the day is one of the most complicated games of Supercell, where you have to not only plan your attacks accordingly, but it's so much of it coming down to like correct actions where you really try to react to whatever the base builder is throwing at you really quickly. And this is like all what you need to do, which sounds easier than it's done. But we have the next attack in, which is going to be a Lalo attack onto this base of Sammy, and Choco trying to push towards that tunnel compartment.
Yeah, can this queen make her way in? We'll be able to potentially also reach that single target inferno, but we got a headhunter getting lured off to the queen, making her invisible. Oh, picks that headhunter off perfectly. But what about this hound? Queen cannot go for the hound. She needs to go for the town hall next and pop her ability, and she does. Steps in for the town hall, burns her ability, takes that down, and now she can step into the single and also grab that, so that's very nice value.
Yeah, really good value so far. Now the question is, what about the sweeper and the bitter heart? Is it going to mess up the pathing of the ladder, or is there any other problems going to come up? Let's see how the Slammer is going to path with that sweeper together. It should get pushed to the outside. The first hound already popped, so he has 2 more hounds to go. And so far, the sweeper and the bitter heart is just going to get skipped, with the Lado now starting in from this top right, or like far right side. Needs to make sure that he's angling the warning correctly, because this royal champion might be otherwise protected from the headhunters, with the king being in front of the royal champion.
So his royal champion was actually able to pull the tornado trap on the far left side, so he doesn't have to worry about the tornado spinning his balloons around as he's going to try to path his way to that multi-target inferno as the warden ability goes off to protect the headhunters, takes down the royal champion. But we're probably going to have a bunch of red air bombs right into the middle next to this multi or by these sweepers, because that is usually where you want to store and put your red air bombs for the incredible amount of splash. There's one, there's more, hitting these balloons, but that multi-target inferno goes down. Oh no, they're taking a lot, but the Dragon Rider comes out, and they'll be able to finish this one off for Team Ninja.
Wow, Team Ninja getting it back, even though I think they're probably still behind the percentage, but we all know percentage is not as important as this third star, as the stars overall. So Team Ninja are taking the lead, and this is like one of the first matches which we have casted over the last couple of weeks with the qualifiers, which really is like trying to go like back and forth in between those teams. RVNT first had the lead, now Team Ninja is back. But to be honest, I do not trust it for now. I feel like there's still a lot of things which can happen, because if RVNT is going to a 3-star next, Team Ninja is forced to 3-star as well, because as we said, the percentage is still on the RVNT side. So they need to 3-star and then hope that they're putting enough pressure onto Team Ninja to maybe force them to do a small mistake, which is causing maybe a 99 or something like that, to make sure that they're going to move on into the next round, into the next stage, into the next match.
Yeah, I'm sure that these pro players and even these pro teams, even every one of them competing at this stage, would take it if they had the opportunity to 3-star to win, right? If it came down to it, that if your team tripled and you guys advanced, you guys win the war, I'm sure, if you were in that scenario, would you take that? I'm sure you would believe in your players to be able to get that triple, even though, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. But at the end of the day, you control your fate if that's what it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I would obviously like believe in all of my teammates, because I feel like if you do not believe in your teammates, then you might consider like changing your team, or like, I don't know, like I don't even know, leave the team or whatever, because I feel like you need to have faith into your teammates, because at the end of the day, Clash of Clans is a team game as well. It's like really heavily concentrated on that, working together and working as a team. So let's see now if Kingpin can actually 3-star. We have another lock launcher charge, it seems to be, with another jump. So let's see if he's going to use the lock launcher for the queen, or if he's going to use that lock launcher for the heroes, which means for the king and the warden, which we have seen already a couple of times as well. Maybe to take down this core multi-phone tower. That would be a valid, really good option overall.
That would be indeed. But we have the log launcher coming in towards the Eagle Artillery now with that king and warden. We saw before the log launcher being joined with the queen, but not this time, as he's sending that log launcher all the way through the core. Yeah, because he wants to open up the whole base, especially with this warden ability.
Yep, that's right. Taking down this second layer, and this is like something which I admire so much about Kazuma, who to me is like just the king of those lock launcher charges, because he's so good at not only always investing the king, or like investing more like the lock launcher with the queen, but instead seeing the value of the logs to take down second layer defenses which are out of range for that queen. So far, incredible work. Royal Champion, unfortunately, is going to go down, but the queen now has to do all of the work and get that town hall. But at the same time, what is left? He's even going to rage up the Yetis to take down even more. The Lado's coming in already as well.
That's incredible. The queen was able to now lock into the town hall, and luckily that hound, the defending hound, didn't go to his queen, and it went to the Yeti, so that queen did not get stalled up at all. And these balloons will easily be able to path their way around and crush the rest of these defenses. And the hound is going to pop right about now from that owl. They can drop the poison spell, help clear these lava pups, and overwhelm the backside. And a beautiful attack here from Kingpin.
What an attack. Like, this really showcased the true power of this attack, because he even is having this swag rage, which is not that common if you're using a jump spell, because, I mean, you already have one less rage, one less powerful rage to make your queen survive. But he even has bringing a jump spell and a swaying rage. That was impressive right there. And with that, exactly what we were hoping for with that last attack. Everything is pressure-wise on. Team Ninja needs to 3-star, otherwise they lost. 3-star or lose. That is the only two options right now for Team Ninja.
Yeah, and Itsu, you mentioned about trusting into your clanmates, right? If you don't trust your clanmates, then you got to find a new team. But what is if you're playing the new clan capital and your clanmates are starting to upgrade decorations? What do you do then? Do you like what happens then if they start upgrading those? You can't trust them to do anything with that. It's just like, oh, I can only imagine. But I know I'm sure everybody here that's watching has had that similar situation, or they themselves have decided to upgrade those decorations. I mean, no, yeah, it's just the worst.
It is, yeah, an experience. Let's put it like this. But I mean, if you try to see the bright side, at some point you need to remove those decorations anyway, because I mean, at some point the village is just getting too big. But I see it's sometimes a bit frustrating when you're thinking like, let's go a little bit more clan gold, and we actually got this new upgrade. Then you can see like, wait, there's like 5,000 in this decoration. What is going on? So. Yeah, clan rates is sometimes an interesting topic, but I feel like in those pro teams, it's a little bit different team synergy-wise. So let's see if this is going to work, because Garakuta is in, and he's bringing the Lalo with some lightnings, and already starting early on with the Sneaky Goblin Blimp to take down that Town Hall and lure off the clan castle. Yeah,
with that Town Hall going down, very nice. And notice he didn't have to use really any of the, like, spells to help secure that, right? In terms of, yeah, he did have the lightning and earthquake, which was to the bottom near the queen, but not using a rage or anything on the town means you have the extra spells for later in the raid, as this king is going to path his way in towards the enemy king and eagle artillery, and he's going to have to get stuck on this lava hound for a little bit, as he's going to path his way to grab this value down south.
Yeah, so far it's looking good with the Royal Champion, hopefully taking down quite quickly the lava hound. And another thing is, which is really looking good, I think, for him, is the defensive pathing for the Royal Champion, because with this gold mine on the top right side of the gold of the Royal Champion right now, hopefully, oh no, okay, she's following, that's great, because maybe she's now going into the multi-inferno tower. That would be incredible, but otherwise I think she should still be able to get that scatter out of the way, which would be incredible value as well. Nicely done.
He uses that invisibility on the RC, does still have our ability as he flies over to the right side. Remember, he needs a 3-star. Oh, but he avoids that middle multi-target Inferno. Headhunters come into the enemy queen, pops the ward ability. I don't know. I think that ward ability might have not have been needed, because the Headhunters might have been able to get that queen down, and there's going to be probably a bunch of traps by this multi-target Inferno, or it might be by the single-target Inferno over to the top side, but he still has a handful of spells. As these balloons are going to path around, he's got a ton of loons left, though.
A lot of loons, but this core multi-inferno tower has to go down. The defending Royal Champion with the poison, he's trying to make sure that it's going to not deal too much damage. But this one hound in the one loon in the core taking down the multi-inferno tower on its own. This has to be the MVP loon of this attack, and with that, Team Ninja is going to take home the victory, 14-13. What an incredible match! What an incredible match! Back and forth, non-stop in between of those two teams. But in the end, Team Ninja is going to be victorious, is going to take home this victory right there. What a match.
Man, that means Team Ninja is going to be facing or playing into the play-in stage that's going to be happening tomorrow. But RVNT still has another opportunity. They're going to go to the lower bracket, and that's going to be the very next match that we are going to watch. And they are going to be taking on Bedzanger, and they will still have another shot. And oh, wait a sec. I'm receiving a word that there was a mistake on the match. We will have to get a word on an update and see what that was on the screen there. But, man, what a final. And that's what we talked about before, Itsu, was that it comes down to a 14-star war, where you have to put up 14 stars, higher percentage, or even that perfect war. And Team Ninja did just that. An incredible job. They are advancing to the play-in stage. And we'll have to wait about RVNT. They'll still have a second opportunity, a second chance to try to join them.
Yeah, that's right. Because we have talked about in the beginning about the format, about this double bracket. So let's take a look at the matchup. Let's take a look at the bracket overall. We can see it right there. Strut in the beginning. Got the default win, and we now have RVNT versus Tompinai. Okay, so apparently Bedzanger got the auto win. So Tompinai has to fight again. And that versus RVNT, I think that matchup is going to be incredible as well. Looking forward to that, because it is going to come down. Who of those two teams is going to make it into the top 4 of this, play-in stage, or like of the bracket stage, to be able to play in the play-in stage?
Yeah. And for those that are just joining, you guys are wondering, what about Crazy Clasher? Well, we had Crazy Clasher was not able to actually play versus Strut. So they were not able to field a team, so they didn't play, so they got the default loss against Strut, and then they got the default loss against Bedzanger as well. So Strut and Bedzanger are in the play-in stage, and now VN Tompinai is waiting to see if they can try to defeat RVNT, or if RVNT can take them on, as this is going to be the last match that's going to be here today to find out who plays tomorrow in the play-in stage for the other teams, the teams in 5th through 8th place, from the qualifiers in terms of getting those playoff points. But man, Tompinai, that is going to be an absolutely incredible opponent. We'll have to see if they can take him down.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really interesting matchup, especially with RVNT bringing so many, let's phrase it, unconventional strategies with their P.E.K.K.A smash, with their Dragon Rider attacks. So let's see, because we know Tompinai is more like a more conventional team with a lot of Lalo attacks. So looking forward to see how this is going to clash up, or like clash against each other, and who is going to come out on top. And as well, my favorite thing right now to do is always think about what bases they're going to use, what type of bases are going to work the best for them. We're going to find out after a short break, so don't go anywhere. Maybe get a drink, but after that, we are back with the next matchup.
Welcome back to the Clash Masters, powered by Rush.gg. I'm Carfin, joined here with Itsu, and we're getting ready for the final match here, which is going to be RVNT taking on VN Tompanai to try to make it into the play-in stage, which we will be seeing tomorrow. So it's going to be incredible. Can't wait for that. But Itsu, we saw the first set of attacks coming in, or from the first war, and a lot of it has been ground and a mix of Dragon Riders as well. Do you think we're going to be seeing some more of that?
I think for sure RNT is not going to change up their game plan too much. At least that's what I would expect. But I think Tompanai is more going to go towards the Lalo route, because I feel like just overall, Lalo is so hard to be baited, to be honest. If like at least the entry is somewhat working, because against most of the troops we had the discussion with ground versus air, spring traps being stronger than black mines and so on. But overall, if you have dragons, you can still run into a core black mines, for example, if you have the vulnerability not available anymore. But with Lalo, the only big threat which you have actually is, well, a red mine farm and you not having the vulnerability anymore, which most of the time is always doable to avoid that. So I feel like Lalo is so hard to get baited, but at the same time though, you need to be incredibly good at it, which, surprise, Tompanai is. So I think they are going to go the Lalo route. So let's see how this is going to work. Dragon Riders versus Lalo, who is going to win? Let's take a look at the rosters and see what are the players those teams are starting into this match. On the left side, we have RVNT. We saw them already with Lupo, Sammy, Bombador, Kingpen, and Joker. On the right side, we have Tompanai.
Yeah, VN Tompanai has Hawk, Eltano, Riga Torres, Abualin, and Mechuo coming in for them. And at this stage of the competition, if you lose, you are eliminated. You have to win this match in order to make it into the play-in stage. And that's the big thing. Whoever wins makes it. Whoever loses is completely out. And they have no chance at getting a golden ticket in the Clash Masters. Their opportunity is gone, because you have to win the last chance qualifiers to make it into the play-in stage. Then you got to win that and you get into the playoffs, and then you got to win that. It's just so many different steps to try to eventually get to that top prize pool and that golden ticket. And you mentioned it, you talked about it before, where the Worlds is hopefully be played in person for a while. All these things are being played online, so we're hoping for it. We don't know exactly where it may be, but I can't wait. I'm super excited for this year's World Championship, because it's been what? It'll be almost like 3 years, it seems, by the time that comes, when the being able to see players in person and play again. And because I remember back to 2019, all those qualifiers, and then on the big stage, it's definitely a different feeling. And if you think about it, you were playing back on that big stage back then, Itsu.
Yeah, that's right. And I can 100% guarantee you the feeling is unbelievable. And just being able to be once at this stage, I feel like this is still one of my best, even though the tournament wasn't the greatest outcome wise for us, but just being once on this stage just felt incredible, like a huge moment in life kind of thing. Which might sound strange for everyone who has not experienced it ever or something similar. It might sound completely strange, but it was just incredible standing in front of the crowd, playing in front of the crowd. So that is just going to be what those players are playing for. At the same time, we were lucky enough to last year then cast all of the Clash Worlds action from LA in person with the casters. And just imagining that there would be a crowd over there as well, and the players playing behind us. Oh my goodness, this would be so cool. I'm so looking forward to that. And I feel like that, especially the players, I mean, a lot of those players are already around for quite some time. For example, Tompanai, I mean, they were on the stage as well. And I feel like they are hungry to get back there, to get back into this, into the possibility of experiencing this again. And this is going to be an extra motivation boost for them. So let's see if it's going to be enough to give them the victory in this match.
Yeah, because specifically for me, I remember my experience back in 2019 of, because you know how when we're casting Itsu, we have the monitor in front of us, we're casting, we're talking about the match. But when I think back to 2019, when we were in that big stadium, we had the monitor in front of us, but many times we would turn around to look at you guys when you guys were attacking and to watch the big giant screen that the viewers and the audience members were watching. So it's absolutely such a different feeling, especially also in the qualifiers, when during those Poland ones, we would literally turn around from casting to see the players' reactions and to see what's going on. And it's just such a different feeling, and I cannot wait for what's going to happen. But remember, we got a long way to go for the rest of this year, and Sammy is looking to start off with a 3-star with the ground attack with that P.E.K.K.A Super Wizard here. And you mentioned how Sammy loves this attack, and he's a ground attacker at heart. So we'll have to see if he's able to continue and start off and keep that momentum for RVNT, hopefully. But this queen, she's not going where he was planning.
He now needs to completely change the plan, have something different in mind, because this now is completely different, and he's playing the blimp. Wait, is that blimp supposed to get the town hall?
Wait.
What?
That's not, was he trying to take out the air defense or something with the blimp? But he does, but that's it. The angle of the blimp was off, so he didn't get the multi.
That would be my question. Like, if he tried to get the air defense, why didn't he go for the multi-inferno tower as well? So, like, a huge question mark for us. And now the queen has to kind of, like, charge the town hall. So he has to charge the town hall, and he's going to play a separate smash then probably from the bottom side. But still, this town hall has to go down first, and there's black mines coming in. He already lost one healer early on. Oh, no. Use the queen ability. Healers, keep her alive. Barely staying alive, and now he has to start the smash. Oh no, the healers are getting targeted by the eagle. Worst thing to happen for a queen charge. But the town hall should go down, but now the smash is starting, and this time I feel like it's all about just saving percentage, because 3 stars are nearly impossible at this moment.
Yeah, with these P.E.K.K.A pops that warden ability for the bottom side, where we have the P.E.K.K.A and Super Wizards down there. The queen finds the tornado trap. She's getting spun around, and she's going to be taken out now. And these healers are going to fly across back to the bottom side, pulling some traps. And there's the freeze on the enemy queen. The Eagle Artillery, as he's passed his way to the bottom, does still have the King ability. The P.E.K.K.A in the core clears the multi, but we still have quite a bit on the backside of this base here.
Yeah, there's still so much left. The King ability, and I feel like for him it's a good thing that this King is running around the outside, because that's where the percentages are. I feel like a lot of people try to really funnel his troops further into the base when they already know it's kind of like a fail. But what you want to do is try to collect as many percentage as possible, because at this point he knows there is no coming back from this one. It's all about getting more percentages, and that's what he's trying to get. Above 80% already. The question is, how much higher can he get? But the start is already really unfortunate for them.
Yeah, with that queen walking off to the right, the funnel, and the queen just not wanting to go to the bottom side where he was planning potentially to come in with the rest of the army. And Sammy is racking up a little bit more percent and going to finish off at an 86% 2-star. And at this point, RVNT is going to have to look to 3-star out to finish at 14, hopefully, because Tomp and I can definitely do that.
Yeah, I feel like at this stage, all of the teams, depending on if they have a good or bad day, all of them can get easily 14, 15 stars if they have a good match. So anyone can win, but it's more about like the teams who are like super consistent. I feel like this is the biggest challenge in the current meta, being consistent for those top teams. And there's only a few out there who can really get always those top scores. And I mean, we know everyone is always picking the highest score ones if we're talking about the balance, but we're seeing from time to time lower scores as well. So we always have to keep that in mind. So let's see how that's going to turn out. But Tom Pina, you said it, is definitely capable of finishing on 14 or 15 stars on a regular basis. And they're coming in, as we have said, with the Lalo. No, not Skelly Donut, just Sui Lalo, because there's 2 poison spells in this one.
Yeah, with the poison spells, you see them being used on the enemy queen probably, because the Royal Champion is towards the scatter shot where the king can charge his way in and help take her down. But we might find a skeleton or even a Tesla farm in here. We'll have to wait. Drops the first Skelly to distract her. and allow this king to move his way directly in to help take that RC down. And he sends his Royal Champion potentially jump her way through to go in towards this multi. And no, he uses another second Skelly to provide a distraction for his queen to eventually make her way to the town hall.
Yeah, with that queen, oh, it's so good for him that the clan castle is not going towards that queen right in the beginning. Now the question is, can he take down the clan castle quick enough? And yes, indeed, take down the town hall quick enough. And yes, indeed, it's going to go down. Is the Inferno Tower in the middle? No, it's going to stand up, but at the same time, it's a single Inferno Tower, and we all know single Inferno Towers are not the biggest threat to Lalo, and he has so much left. 3 Hounds, 21 Loons, and even a Slammer. So let's see if Eltano can make this work. Right now, one of the most impactful players, I really want to highlight that. He's having so many times really good defenses because he's a base player as well. At the same time, having a really, really good offensive hit rate. So let's see if he can be, again, a difference maker for his team.
Yeah, with that single target Inferno in the course, not going to do too much to these balloons, but there might be a red air bomb field in here. Oh, it's by the scatter shot. The single target Inferno is going to go down. Sweeper's going to push him back a little bit, but he's got a ton of balloons to path his way toward the bottom side with an air expo down there. Sends a handful of loons down to help distract and take that down, especially with a Dragon Rider coming out of the Stone Slammer. And Eltano of the Entompanai is going to be starting with a 3-star here. Now it's just cleanup with just under 50 seconds left. And this is a great way to start off this match and have the advantage in the lead.
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, we have talked about how good Lalo is, but especially just like watching this, it feels like, why isn't everyone using that? Like it looks so easy if you watch those pros using it, and that's so impressive to me. Like making sure that your loons are not backtracking. The first thing, make sure that in between of your headhunters and the hero you want to take down, there is no king in between. Hopefully you try to split them up so the headhunters can like not taken care of with spring traps. So there's so many things, so many small things which need to take into account and have to remember. It looks easy, but it's definitely not. So Eltano again getting this 3-star. That's like, I had a discussion recently with some of the players. How would you consider the best player in the world? Because I feel like so many people always ask me the question, and I always like to answer it with like, there is no best player because Clash of Clans is a team game. But if you want to rephrase it, who's having the most impact? Because, for example, Eltano, that's why I like to highlight him, is he's building bases. He has defended incredible oftentimes on 1-stars in World Qualifiers and other things, and he's having a good hit rate. So is that the best player, or is the best player then who's having the most creative attacks? Like, it's such a hard topic, but I feel like it's an interesting one, and Eltano for me is for sure someone who's right now really, really doing great work for his team.
Well, you mentioned how Eltano is on the defense and offensive side. You know, it could be an interesting kind of mode or something if you were to bring in Clash of Clans is you do a little challenge where you have a short little time and you have to build the base and attack within that time window, and that really would highlight players who are good on both sides of able to build a base and attack as well. But can Lubo for RVNT take out this base with the Skelly Donut? Yes, the bats grab the multi, and the Skellies got that clan castle. No worries there, and that went down pretty easily for Rigator's base.
Yeah, what a value. And it's always, I mean, I said it, I tried it. It's always so impressive when I see those Skelly Donuts, because as well, they look so simple and everything, but I mean, they can fall short so quickly. It feels like that some of the mechanics right now in the game are like based on the high risk, high reward method. Because if you take a look at Blizzard, I feel like if there's a successful Blizzard attack, like just the Blizzard entry, you can already call if it's a 3-star, right? Because it's just having so much value. The same thing with the Flamefinger. I have already seen, like heard from some pros, as soon as they see a Flamefinger in the army and they see it's not like they see there's no defenses or traps against it, they already call the 3-star. So there's so many high risk, high rewards mechanics right now in the game that it's really tricky to defend all of them. And so far from Lupo, it's looking great. The king got really good value, the queen as well, and the royal champion still going strong with her ability.
Yeah, that royal champ will be able to help now join in with the Lalo to the bottom side as their ability is going to go off here. Haste freeze into this bottom multi as he's pathing his way towards this Eagle Artillery. The Warden is yet to be deployed, and this Eagle Artillery is going to be locking onto a handful of these loons as the Warden now comes into the far left side towards the scatter shot. And this queen ability goes off through the defending king as she steps her way to the middle. And he still has the Warden ability to protect these loons to path his way through. But this is looking good here for Lupo.
Oh, it's looking really good. But this unicorn is taking the second Inferno Tower. But the Warden ability, there's like still 2 hounds alive. What is this? 1 hound is going to pop, but the eagle shots! The eagle shots are so devastating. Red mines are in there now as well. All of those loons are going down 40 more seconds, but it's only 1 wizard tower alive. And Lupo should have gotten it. A great entry, making sure that even with some really well-placed traps, this entry is just too strong.
Indeed. He got it done. And hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many troops or spells you have left over, as long as you remove all the buildings. Yes, you take all the buildings down. You don't even have to take out the enemy heroes. As long as their platforms are down, you can still get the 3-star, and that's what matters to be competing at this stage. You take the buildings down, you get the 3 stars, and you have the best chance at winning.
Yeah, sorry that I was like interrupting you, kind of, but you said it doesn't matter how many troops you have left. But we kind of have now the mechanic of those swag points in the game because of the clan capital, right? So what would you think about if that feature would be added to the home village instead of the tiebreaker? You now have troops counting as long as they're alive, like surviving.
Yeah.
Would that be a more fair conclusion for like tiebreakers? I mean, I just thought about it as you mentioned, like
that's actually
that it doesn't matter how many troops you have alive. I think that would be pretty cool overall.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting in terms of a tiebreaker where you add it up. And yeah, that could be a really cool way to break a tie because you hate to see, we don't like to see tiebreakers coming down to time because then it really puts an advantage to players that are more towards the spam style. Yeah, I mean, hey, it works, right? You can get the 3-star, but you want to be able to go in with your strategy and not have to worry that you have to just be faster. So by maybe swagging, having a better plan at the end of the day could be the tiebreaker, Will that be in the next update? Hey, Supercell, let's do it. Oh, yeah, let's do it. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I just see stars in those swag contests in the challenges.
Yeah, right?
Like, okay, it's done. But yeah, either way, we have the next attack in. And actually, we have Metro coming in with Queen Charge Hybrid. I tried that out a little bit as well because some of my viewers asked for it. And I have to say, I was surprised how strong Hybrid can be, especially if the traps are not perfectly placed against it. Hybrid sometimes has worked, even though my queen died after a couple of abilities. And no, I did not lose her versus Rocket Loons and Supermins. Okay, maybe I did, but
maybe
it didn't. It was just happening too quick. But yeah, like even though the queen died a couple of times really early on, it still worked so incredible well because there's sometimes we're just in those spring traps. At the same time though, we're going to see the first couple of Hog Riders start flying. The question now is how many spring traps are there on the path of the Hybrid?
As he pops that Warden ability, the King's ability goes off as well in towards the Eagle Artillery. That goes down. Trying to set up the funnel, use the invisibility spell on his own queen to keep her up. And she's going to continue to get some nice value, including a bomb tower to the backside. So that's fantastic as the Hybrid is pathing his way straight on through with the heal. And he's got a ton of hogs and miners still up in the middle.
Yeah, it's so crazy. There were not enough spring traps, and you can see those miners, especially with the healers of the queen transitioning over, they're just unkillable. They're just unkillable demons going through the base, and there's nothing the base can do about it.
Wow, look at that. Fantastic job, Michuo coming away with the 3-star. And that's going to put back-to-back triples for V and Tompanai here. And, our VNT is going to have to keep bringing the 3 stars to compete and they're going to have to be putting up the 14-star war, and that's what Tomp and I's at least going to try to do, or even put up the perfect. But great job with the hybrid. And like you mentioned, if the hybrid, the miners or the hogs don't pull those spring traps, they can just overwhelm a base.
And especially in the current meta, like if you take a look at Twitter and follow a couple of those base builders, after bigger events like those qualifiers, they like to share their bases, which are kind of burnt anyways, and share them to the community to obviously then as well advertise themselves. But if you take a look at the traps of those shared bases, you can see a lot of spring traps are just randomly placed in a line somewhere. And a lot of times, like the first time I saw this, I was like, wait a second, is he trolling? Did he switch up the traps? So people don't know what original traps they ran in the tournament. But no, the reason is those random looking spring traps are against headhunters. So the angle where the base builder is expecting to have headhunters coming from, for like Lalo, to take down heroes like the Queen, like the Royal Champion, that's where those spring traps are for. Which at the same time then are completely useless versus any type of hybrid. So it's always the question, do we play against a team which is using a lot of Lalo? Do we play against a team which can maybe possibly use hybrid? And that's like the tricky thing with having spring traps defending both options. And well, sometimes you hit them, sometimes you get 3-star, and that's always the big question.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, you never know what you can find in terms of base in the traps. You sometimes even find the same base from war to war, but they could move the traps, right? Where you kind of bait the opponent, say, hey, you know, try to hit this base again as you failed, and to see if you can get it as they can potentially move the trap around. But we've got a skeleton over onto the Queen to, like, distract her while these skellies take out the CC. Is that what Bobbidor wanted to do? As the Clan Castle does indeed go down, and the multi-target Inferno.
Wow, what a great entry. And we have seen Bombador earlier where he unfortunately messed up the entry where the Clan Castle survived. Now he's coming back in the all-deciding match, doing it again, repeating this Skelly Donut and getting it done, at least with the entry. Now the question is, can he follow this up with the heroes? Can he get the value which is needed to make sure that he's taking down the base? His team needs him, because they need those 3-stars. We can see to the right side right now, Tompinai is ahead. Every single 3-star counts. Bombador is trying to push further into the tunnel compartment while his King and Royal Champion are about to not only take down that Queen, but as well taking down the Scatter Shot as well. So great value already.
Yeah, taking out a lot of value, including that Testify as the RC's ability is going to go off. Oh, nice. Got the Wizard Tower, so the RC can chain a little bit more through, including his Queen securing the town hall. As now the Lalo's coming in from the right side, does not have to deal with a defending Clan Castle, so that's going to be huge. As now pops the ward ability, as the Headhunter is going to lock on to take out the enemy Royal Champion to move his way towards the Scattershot in the back end.
Yeah, the Lalo coming further and further, but the problem right now is the Sweeper, I feel like. The Sweeper, which did not go down, but so far the Loons are splitting up, which is great. The Scatter is shooting a little bit. It has to go down soon, but there is so many angles where those Loons are coming from. The Tornado Trap, though, keeping them away for a little bit longer, but there's just so many Loons, and it's only 1 minute left. I think Bombador did it in this match where everything is on the line. He got the 3-star in, and with that, they're going to provide another 3-star. They're pressuring Tompinai to get that thing done as well.
Yeah, look at these balloons left with that Dragon Runner. Going to overwhelm that Archer Tower, pulling a final few traps. With just over 30 seconds remaining, it's going to be a cleanup now. And Bombador for RVNT gonna come away with the 3-star. Brilliant job. They need to keep bringing the triples to have a chance to compete with V and Tompinai, because this is the last chance qualifiers. This is the lower bracket here. If you lose, you are eliminated from the Clash Masters, and you have 0 chance to make the playoffs and 0 chance again to get that golden ticket and $10,000 for first place. Yeah, once you come in first place in the playoffs, which will be played at a later date. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is the play-in stage. 10,000 and that golden ticket to advance to the Clash Worlds. can't wait for that. But focus on this match, and they're gonna have to keep the 3 stars rolling in.
It's like Christmas, waiting for the Clash Royals, right? Like everything,
Yeah.
like you're so hyped for that, but those teams are fighting to actually being there in the place, being there in the tournament. And so far, it's looking really good for Tompinai. They have the next attack. They can keep their lead or maybe leave the door open for RVNT. Either way, we have the next auto attack, exactly what we were kind of expecting, that we're going to see RVNT coming in with a more unconventional style with the P.E.K.K.A smash, with the Dragon Riders as well, versus the Lalo powerhouse Tompinai is. And Hawk is in with an attack, charging in towards that Town Hall, and it's going to bring, otherwise, seems like a regular Sui Lalo army.
Yeah, the Queen, is she gonna step directly into the town? How?
Wow.
How does he count this Queen straight into the Town Hall? That is ridiculous. The Queen just makes her way in. Yeah, no, I don't need a wall break. I don't need a jump. I'm just gonna walk the Queen right through the opening in the wall. Brilliant. And then all the people at home are probably like, Carbon Itsu, why did the base building even have that opening in the wall? Well, it's to mess up pathing of the Queen. It's to mess up wall breaker AI, so it's hard to get the Queen in. But it doesn't matter. Hawk takes full advantage and knew exactly the pathing for his Queen and got her to go in towards that Town Hall. Brilliant. As a Royal Champion, is going to even take out the other Inferno Tower. What?
What? It kind of feels like they're playing with a controller, right? Like controlling where the heroes are going and everything. This is looking insane. Lalo now starting from the bottom side as well. You always try to send in the Warden at the flank, where you are sending in the Headhunters as well to protect all of them with the Warden ability. He's doing that beautiful. The Headhunters are going to survive, take down, obliterate that Queen actually. And with the 2 Dragon Riders on the far right side, they're going to push everything into the core. And even Red Mines right now, it feels like they wouldn't do any difference, because take a look at that spread. It's not easy at all to make sure that you have this wall of loons just like overtaking the entirety of the base. And that's kind of how things look like. Dragon Riders are coming as well. He has 3 Dragon Riders still alive at this top side. This base just got wrecked.
How is this even fair? Like, this is insane. Hawk, what an attack here to get that Queen value. Then the Sui to the top side and just overwhelmed this base for yet another triple. And Tompinai is not going easy. And absolutely beautiful job. 3 for 3 right there. And incredible. RVNT, you're going to have to keep bringing the 3 stars like we talked about. And even if they do, then Tompinai, all they have to get is just above, I believe, what, into like 90% or so. And they can just win it if they get 3 stars, and then if they failed ones, it would have higher percentage. So being Tompinai is looking really good, but one slip up could be a low percentage 2-star, and that could be all the difference that RVNT needs.
That is right. Pressure is on for both teams for sure. For Tompinai keeping their lead, and for RVNT making sure that they're staying close, because another 2-star and this match is probably over. Based on the percentage, what you already just mentioned, that Tompinai even has then 2 fails open as long as the percentage is high enough. And we have talked about it as well, that Tompinai is known for their incredible offense. And, well, they're showing it so far, exactly what they're coming in with. And they're showing their strength as well. We have talked about the Lalo, that in the right hands, this strategy just seems unfair sometimes. And so far, they're just showcasing that to a beautiful extent, how they're controlling their Lalo and their heroes as well. You said it, no jump, no wall break, no really even invisibility spell was not needed to get that Queen into the Town Hall. And then the attack looks just easy after that.
It's incredible how you can get that Queen to path directly into the Town Hall through the opening and know exactly if you walk the Queen a little bit to the right, you leave one ability to the left, she'll come back and then angle into the Town Hall. It's really amazing to see, but RVNT is going to have to answer. We've seen ground from RVNT. We've also seen some Dragon Riders. We saw a Blizzard 7 Dragon Riders kind of being used earlier in the previous war. So maybe we see a bit of that. But the air game is coming back strong, especially with Tompinai. But Joker, is bringing the air game, bringing that queen charge. Lalo has the stone slammer, unless he decides to switch it up to a log launcher. Has to jump for his queen, potentially. Maybe he's going to charge the queen, from the complete opposite side of this town hall near this eagle artillery. Does have a handful of super wall breakers to try to break this queen into the base somewhere. So let's see if he can do just that for this queen. And it looks like she's going to be walking towards this bottom side of the base.
Yeah, and I mean, we have seen that earlier already today. Oh, okay, he switched the siege. Okay, he's trying to take down the eagle now. Let's hope that the slammer is not going for the archer tower.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All good.
Oh,
one of the black knights got triggered. The other one did not, and that's a heavy investment, actually. Making sure that this eagle is down, and that's already the siege machine, which is so powerful right now. If you would just think about it, you could have just placed a flame finger over there as well, it feels like, and would have gotten probably better value. So interesting decision making right there.
You could have just placed like a dragon rider, you know, like we've seen those before. Being you like maybe a balloon or two and one dragon rider could have been the same as that one stone slammer. So let's see if that is going to be a huge difference as he's going to continue this queen to charge her way towards the town hall. He can get some nice value. But, look at these goblins. What an annoying goblins, but the queen looks to be safe here. No worries. Still has his king ability as his queen's passing her way towards the single.
Yeah, but he needs to start with the ladder really early. The reason for this is this one multi-inferno tower in the core. Because, well, that's out of range. At the same time now multitasking is kicking in, which means he has to be careful protecting his queen with the freeze. He needs to make sure that the Lalo, which is not like Hybrid or Dragon Riders where you just place everything in the beginning. No, where your Lalo is having to somehow finish this top side. You can see now as well. The multi-inferno tower locked onto the healers needs to make sure that somehow this queen is going to survive, because she is the power which is going to hopefully take down the town hall. Queen ability is getting used. Queen is about to take down the town hall. The tornado trap is getting triggered. There's some more loons coming in with one more freeze now.
Yeah, with the final freeze being used on the archer tower and air defense on the far right side, we have the queen still up. And a handful of balloons, 40 seconds left. The RC did go... the minions to the top side are going to help clean up over there as the queen's going to finish this one off. And look at that. We are going to be having a 3-star from Joker. And starting that... look at those seeking air mines to the outside. Probably to catch a battle blimp that wanted to ascend into the town hall. But no worries there. Joker for RVNT is going to get the 3-star. Beautiful job, and that's what they have to do. Keep pace with Tampanai.
Yeah, and especially to this magical number 14. Like, this is the number of stars which most of those teams need to get if they want to have a decent chance of winning. But so far, Tampanai looks incredible on offense. Their Lalo attacks were impressive to watch. And so far, they are 3 out of 3, which means they are looking good to take over, or like to dominate this match. But they have one less attack, so they can either keep that lead or give RVNT the chance of a comeback if they would fail this next one. We have seen matches getting shifted really quickly. So let's see if Rigo Torres can keep the lead, or is going to give RNT the chance of coming back, with the queen charging in on the far right side, and then later on the king going into the eagle compartment at the same time.
Yeah, as this king is going to try to take out the eagle and enemy king, being patient with this queen charge as the rage is down through 2 expos. Super Wall Breaker is going to open the compartment towards the Scattershot and Royal Champion, but he has yet to pull and deal with defending clan castles. So let's see what comes out. Archers, headhunters, and that classic lava hound. Poison spells down, and raging up this queen. Should be safe here, no worries, as he's going to clear this hound. Going to maybe drop a minion. Yep, there it is. Beautiful job. Minion to help secure and speed up taking down this clan castle, as the queen is going to get her valuable. Let's keep an eye on potentially seeking air mines that Rigo Torres may try. Yep, there's a few balloons, so he's going to try to drop to protect and pull some traps that you may think that Sam is going to try to stop.
Yeah, but so far the loon is not really fall or like flying in front of those healers, so there can be still black mines which are further into that base. But with all of those openings, it's looking good for him that the queen is just going to wrap around and go for that. Wait a second, he has no jump spell whatsoever or wall breakers.
Yeah, wall wrecker.
It's going to be interesting how he's going to do that. Oh wait,
yeah,
the
with
ram.
Wall wrecker. Yeah, wall wrecker going into the town hall. We got goblins, sneaky goblins, getting spun around by the tornado trap, but this town hall is going to go down from that CC as the Lalo with the warden ability Rage is being used immediately to the top side and absolutely crushes through that defending queen.
Wow, the warden ability protecting everything, the queen staying
Wow.
alive. What ingenious use of the wall breaker. I didn't even caught that in the beginning. I was like, wait a second, where was that siege placed? But he just invests that over there to make sure the queen is wrapping around. And what an attack! Taurus again is showing why Queen Charge Lalo right now is so strong. He's having a freeze, 4 more loons actually left for cleanup, and this should be an overkill right there. Taurus getting things done, and yes, as I said, showing why Lalo right now is so strong, because you can be so creative. You can use pretty much every single siege machine which is existing in the game, and it's so unpredictable. Like, as a base builder, anything can happen. You can have like a Yeti blend Queen Charge Lalo, Lock Launcher Queen Charge Lalo. I mean, Slammer Queen Charge Lalo is probably even worse because you can use the Slammer anywhere. You can use the Flame Flinger, you can use the Wall Breaker as we have just seen. What?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can't use with Queen Charge Lalo? So this strategy in itself is such a powerful strategy at the moment. Such a nightmare to defend as a base builder.
Yeah, it really is. And at that point, you're going to have to try to, if you want to stop it, you just have to bait something else. You're going to have to make the base look so appetizing to a different attack strategy that they don't bring a Queen Charge Lalo because it's so hard to defend. But Torres keeps the triple streak rolling in for V and Topanai as they are now 12 stars, 4 for 4. And the one fail from RVNT was about like an 89%. So that's all Topanai has to get. It's about a 90% or so 2-star. And they could be victorious if King Pen triples here. That's the thing to note. That Topanai will not have to triple to win. Even if this is a 3-star here, they can win off a 2-star percentage. King Pen is looking to charge this queen with the healers in towards or near this Eagle Artillery. Does have a jump spell. Depends on if he does switch up the Stone Slammer, switch up the Siege Machine, because he has the Stone Slammer right now. Maybe he goes with a Wall Wrecker? I don't know. We'll have to take a look.
Yeah, we have to wait and see, but he's charging into that queen compartment with the king now, getting sent onto the expo and versus the defending hero, which is the king around that eagle compartment. And at this point, though, he has invested so many headhunters that he needs to take down the Royal Champion as well. Otherwise, there is no headhunters left to take that out. And wait a second, is that a base building mistake? Why can't the queen reach that eagle? I think there's something went wrong over there. But the king, anyways, should be able to take down the Royal Champ now as well. And the queen with the jump spell should be able to take down the town hall. But the blimp, or like the siege overall, has not been used yet. So he wants to make this Lalo even more powerful. Let's see how that, jump spell now is getting used.
There's the jump for the cool Rocket Loons! Rocket Loons! Freeze! Poison! And does he keep the queen alive? Yes, look at that. But the queen's ability was forced, and there is a CC that, if you are not ready for it, it could absolutely throw you off, as he's forced to use the invisibility spell on his queen now. And with no queen ability, that is really going to hurt for this charge, as the queen's going to be losing her healers. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, he has to freeze again, and with that, he's keep charging forward. He can, I mean, I don't know if that's a base building mistake, but he can reach. Oh, the town hall from that, that compartment. But the queen going down, 2 ground exposed, the town hall, and the warden was just too much. And now he needs to overpower this town hall compartment without having any spells whatsoever. He has to use the warden ability really early, but there's the tornado trap to delay things even longer, and things are not looking that great for King Pen right now.
Now he does. Oh, the healers, which get lured a little bit to the bottom side, pulls a few extra traps. This Dragon Rider can clutch up a lot of the space here. Hang on here. The balloon. Oh, wait. Oh, he pulled the sinking mine. That's going to hurt. He needed that Dragon Rider to stay alive. The Warden dies to the Town Hall poison. And down it goes. So we have King 10 and RVNT finishing at 13 with that 2-star now. That means that top 9, all they need to get is a 2-star and they will be victorious to advance to the play-in stage tomorrow.
2-star win wars. I feel like that is exactly what is counting right now for Tompi 9. That's always such a strange position to be in as last attacker, because I feel like the last attacker sometimes has to just sacrifice his hit rate, even though, I mean, we all know the stats of Chase the Ace and loving the work he's putting in, and seeing the different pros having different hit rates. But you have to remember, sometimes the last attacker just has to do the dirty work of just getting the 2nd star and making sure that this is all what he needs of actually securing the win in the end. Because it's way more important winning this match and having a chance then of competing for the golden ticket than, well, trying to go for the ego 3-star just to push yourself and let the entire team down. I don't think anyone would do that. So let's see what they're coming up with. And we have Almjolin coming in with the Queen Charge Lalo as well and a lock launcher. So he is going to go for the lock launcher charge most likely. So let's see how much risk this actually includes.
Yeah, with that Queen being dropped on the opposite side of this Town Hall, no matter what, he's going to have to be sure that this Queen, or whatever the charge is, makes it to the... Okay, never mind. I was going to say if he saves the Warden or if he saves something for the Town Hall. No! He's going all in!
YOLO!
Wow! Okay. Well, I mean, remember, they can win on high percentage 1-star, too. They don't necessarily need the 2-star, but pops that King ability, pops rewarded Eternal Tome, and he finally drops the healers onto his Queen now. And she's, nope, never mind, the healer's gonna switch. Oh no. Uh-oh.
I mean, he's going to get that multi-inferno tower in the core, which is great. But what was the plan about the second multi-inferno tower? He cannot reach that multi-inferno tower right now, and he has only one more wall break. How is he going to do that? That's going to be interesting. He's now having a huge hero push on the far left side, but trust me, from playing this strategy as well on my own, one of the worst things which can happen is your Warden switching over to the Queen, because exactly what is happening right now, the healers are doing crazy stuff. They're switching in between of the Warden and the Queen non-stop, so you sometimes just are hoping for that your Warden is going to die, because I mean, he's just stealing the healers non-stop, and we all know how annoying those healers are in her, like, their switches. So, yeah, let's see. He has to reach the Town Hall, and the Queen is not going to be able to reach that.
Wait a second. There's a freeze. He does have one more rage. The Queen doesn't have ability. That's a single target Inferno over there. That's going to lock out of the Queen. Wait. No. Oh! It locks on! Oh, but he makes her invisible so that she stays alive. And she can lock out of the Town Hall now and try to take that down. Come on, Town Hall, go down. And yes! Oh, wow! Woo! Well, he got the 2-star.
Wow. Yeah, but it always
that's
looks,
one way to get it.
It looks so strange, right? Because those heroes took down 90% of the base, or like 80%. And then the Lalo, the entire Lalo, took down 1, 2, 3, 4 Tesla and a couple of other buildings on the outside, and that's it.
Yeah.
It is so strange when you're putting all of those resources into the heroes, how much they can get, but at the same time, how weak your follow-up is going to be. Which means at the end of the day, he put everything in saving the 2nd star during the attack.
Yeah.
Sacrifice the 3rd star, sacrifice the risk of maybe getting only 1 star, even though it was quite close in the end. But getting this 2nd star, and with that, Tompi is taking the victory and is going to be in the play-in stage for the Clash Masters Golden Edition tournament.
Yeah, great job there, Van Tompi. Hey, all the previous attacks led up, put them in the spot. All he needed was a 2-star. I definitely would have switched up my attack if that was me. If I was doing Amwal's attack. If I needed to get a 3-star, sure, great. Do it because you think that's the best way. But I would have been like, no, I'm going to switch up to something, send dragons or something into the town hall, secure that, and lock up the 2-star to easily move on. But hey, they were still able to do that. Great job to V and Tompanai. And they are going to be playing in the play-in stage that we will be seeing tomorrow. So I'm sure we can bring up that bracket to show the teams that we have going to tomorrow. Strut, Team Ninja, V and Tompanai, and Bazanger will be playing tomorrow as well in the play-in stage versus the other teams that made it from the qualifiers, or the 5th through 8th place. So we'll have a good, really good bracket to play tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Super excited for all of those really cool matches then. And again, this is just then the play-in stage to lead into the last stage then of the playoffs to actually make sure that you're fighting for the big amount of prize money and then obviously the golden ticket. This is then what the last stage of this tournament looks like. And the teams had a lot of different chances then, obviously with all of the different qualifiers and this last chance qualifier. So there were a lot of chances of qualifying to this stage to earn all of this prize money and getting the chance of earning the golden ticket.
Yes, indeed. That's what they want to get to the end of the day. I'm sure we can bring up also the qualifier and the points so that anyone that's just joining, they're able to see the teams that have already made it to the playoffs. And here's the leaderboard. We have on the left side all the yellow numbers 1 through 4. Queen Walker Stephanie, Vitang, Cutie Fan, and MAC Sports. They can sit back, they can relax. They made it to the playoffs. They don't play tomorrow because they're in. They don't have to worry. They'll be watching these teams play. But 5th through 8th, Marcos Gaming, Team XO, Vanguard Gaming, and Lakode Bushido, they are the ones that have to still try to qualify for the playoffs in the play-in stage. So we got some incredible matches to come, and Marcos Gaming is going to have the first choice. Now things get really interesting. So who do you think Marcos Gaming, Itsu, would potentially pick out of the teams that we just saw qualify to take on? I mean, it's a whole new structure that's going to determine who they play. They get essentially pick first. I'm sure they're not going to pick Strut out of the teams there.
Yeah, I feel like Strut and Tompina are the ones who you do not want to pick first. It kind of feels like that you're back in school where you're like having in sports your team getting picked and you do not want to be the last one. Well, with this one, you're kind of happy about the last one because this means they're respecting you the most. But yeah, either way, I feel like let's see what the final decisions of those teams are going to be and what the bracket then is looking like for tomorrow. But overall, we have a ton of good teams in this bracket in the play-in stage. So I cannot wait for the matches to see who is then joining the other 4 teams in the playoff stage, because it's not going to get easier for the play-in teams by any means. We're having the Tang, Queen Walkers, for example, waiting in the playoffs already. Those teams are scary, and we have talked about what the difference right now is between good teams and really good teams, because the big difference is right now the consistency, because we have seen a lot of teams who are spiking quite hard, but at the same time they have really like a lot of lows then as well, like star count wise. So having a couple of teams being super consistent over all of those matches, that's like where you can see this team is incredibly good. And I feel like those teams were showcased over the 3 qualifiers with collecting those points, and it's going to be scary to face them then in the playoffs.
Yeah, indeed. That will be really scary, and I can't wait till tomorrow to see who they're going to face and what's going to happen. And that last war was the last war that we did have here today, but we will be back tomorrow at the same time that we did start at 1 p.m. UTC, so you don't want to miss that for the next set of matches here in the Clash Masters presented by Rush.GG. It's been an absolutely incredible day here for these 2 wars that we did see. Unfortunately, obviously, Crazy Clashers wasn't able to field the roster, so they weren't able to play, but incredible teams to come. And I know everyone at home can't wait for that tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Make sure you follow Clash Masters over on all the socials to get all the updates, especially during the wars. because they do have a lot. Their meme game is stepped up. It's pretty good. I'd really love to see that. But again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. UTC. Till then, but Itsu, I think you got one final word for us here.
Yeah, actually, I just have the message now that already the first couple of matchups were announced. And if you, as Carbon said, if you want to have any more information on that, make sure to follow on social media as well to always have like those matchups, the bracket, everything interesting around the competitive scene. We have Marcus Gaming. They picked Team Ninja. Remember, Marcus Gaming was like the first seed from the qualifier points. Who was able to pick, and Team XO has picked Bazinger, interesting enough. So we know Tompinai and Strut are the last two teams which are not picked yet. So okay, that's going to be interesting. And as I said, if you want to have all of the information for the last matchups, make sure to follow on social media so you're always up to date.
Absolutely, I can't wait, and that's really interesting. We thought that Strut and Tomp and I were probably going to be the last two teams picked, and indeed they are. That means that the teams really respect them, and they have done some amazing performances. But again, guys, make sure you guys tune in at 1 p.m. UTC for the next set of matches in the play-in stage tomorrow. Can't wait for that. But till then, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Flash on.